And hello everyone, Peter here. Peter Draws, that is. The only Peter. Well, how many of you know any other Peters? And how many of you feel like you know me? Anyways, here we are, Doodle Doubles, Doodle Duos. Anyways, I'm drawing with my buddy Emily here. You can see links to some of her stuff in the description. Check her out. She's got a little website and Instagram. Drop a follow. We're just drawing on the same piece of paper. Two hands and drawing lines. Gonna get into a little bit of color later. So any of you who are like, Peter, why do you never use color? I mean, I know one of my videos recently had some color in it, but like one had like some red or scarlet. But anyways, some color. Well, we're gonna get into all of that. It's just a fun thing to do. If you have never, gotten into some doodling duos, I recommend it. You can sit on the same side of the piece of paper. You can sit on opposite sides of the piece of paper. And something we did in this video for this little exercise is we rotated the paper like every now and then. I don't know if it was like every hour. Or we didn't time it. Just whenever we had the gut feeling, we were like, we should rotate. Let's rotate. You probably feel like you're comfortable in the seat you're in, so you don't want to switch seats. Unless, I don't know, maybe if you switch seats, you get more of a mindset change. Anyways, we didn't switch seats. We just rotated the paper, and then I rotated the video, so it doesn't look like I rotated the paper. It just looks like the hands suddenly change, and you might not be able to tell at first, but the hands do change at some points in between. Also, guest appearances by Mr. Nommers. Give him a little scratch behind the ears. You guys can do that in your imaginations if you want. I did it in real life. Yeah. So lots of fun. I drew some lines. Emily drew some lines, and then, I mean, much to my chagrin, against my will, even, I did help do some coloring with colored pencils. It happens. It happens to the best of us, and I think I might be in the future. You might see some more colored pencils from me. I just gotta choose. I just gotta figure out which. There's so many different ways to color things in. You got colored pencils, you got markers, you got pastels, you got like a zillion different types of paints. I mean, then I was about to say how simple pens are in comparison, but there's a zillion different types of pens, right? That's why people always ask me what type of pens I use. For this, I think we're both using Sharpie pens, and that worked pretty good. We're just on some sort of, just some piece of watercolor paper, which is kind of ironic because we weren't using watercolors at all. I don't know. That's probably not ironic. But I think people even misuse the word ironic a lot these days. But if you want to say a word, but you don't have another word to use, just use the word ironic, and you're good to go these days. Not back in the day when it actually mattered what words you said, but these days it doesn't matter what words you say. As long as there are words coming out of your mouth, people will nod along and say yeah. Yeah is another terrible word, but yeah. All right. Anyways, I had a good time. There's a lot of little creatures in this, a lot of little monsters. I drew some lines. I even drew some monsters, and you can kind of infer some stories and narratives. There's some little monsters, a little whale, kind of a whale-acorn. I'm not sure what the difference between a whale-acorn and a narwhal is, but maybe you can tell. There's some little flying things, a sun. Desert island. I don't know if there's anyone on the other side of the desert island, but there's all sorts of fun things going on, and I don't know. I don't want to tell you what's going on in the story because maybe you, looking at it, know better than I do. So yeah. I don't like telling people what's going on with when I don't even know. Okay, so goodbye. Check out Emily's links in the description, so on and so forth, etc., ad nauseum. And all that. And yeah, goodbye. I love all of you. Goodbye. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go get breakfast now. What should I have? I think I'll have lunch.